Oi, oi. Hey guys, Flat Earth British, Martin Liedtke speaking. Welcome back to Flat a Day. Weekly flat thumbs to infinity thrice. It's awesome to see you guys. Thanks for watching today. We're going to have a fab time, some giggles, look at some beautiful stuff in this post, and lots of things to get your brain working. Okay, so we're going to have a premiere tonight rather than a live show because I can interact with the audience, which I can't do if I'm presenting on a usual flat a day for 3 hours, which would be awesome. So just remember, I'm 2 hours in the past. So what we're going to talk about tonight is Antiquitech safeguarding this realm. Is that what it was doing? Antiquitech safeguarding this realm. So we're going to talk about safe technologies of the past, and then something definitely went wrong. Is it Antiquitech that went wrong? We're going to talk about the idea for an alternative free energy source of Antiquitech. We usually talk about resonators taking electrostatic potential out of the ether for usable fuel or usable energy in the past. What if, and we're going to look at this, the energy was also harnessed from below, from the ground, from the vibration, the resonance, the frequencies emitted by the Earth itself, or if Earth's crust was a thing, the Earth itself. We're going to have a look at that. And we're going to talk about old maps, because what we've found here on Flat Earth British Think Tank is that old maps of, say, 12th century up until the Renaissance period of 1500 are all round maps, and they don't show the realm as it really is. And then after that, they all end up like a Mercator projection type of affair that you would recognize today. Are these round maps of a pre-reset world? Are they showing pre-reset world? And are the other Mercators that come in maybe with the Phoenician paradigm, post-reset, post-Renaissance, are these Mercator maps of the world we live in now? Obviously not, because they're only a projection. I mean, is it another place that we're looking at, another realm? You know, they say with quantum mechanics that, you know, every particle has a twin somewhere, you know, there's a doppelganger. What if there's another Earth close by over the ice wall? Anyway, when I think about that, found fantastic news article from a Boston newspaper talking about flat Earth 100 years ago, and they nailed it. They got it down. So we're going to have a look at that. We're going to have a look at a book of ancient empires and some evidence that the Phoenicians really did colonize and take over this realm. The trade and everything that we are living in today is the Phoenician paradigm, and it started early, and it's all in this book, which I'll share later on so you can read it. We're looking at the most important and oldest castle in Switzerland in photographs, Lenzburg Castle, which is a bit of a mind blow. We're going to think about Adam and Eve and the apple. The apple. Okay, what was going on with that, and all of the other juicy stuff that's going to be happening on Flat Earth British in the very near future. So awesome to see you all, guys. I'm going to run through this really quickly. It's going to be like a roller coaster ride of information and stuff. I hope you enjoy it. Please, would you make sure to subscribe to Flat Earth British? Share this video if you like. I like it if you did enjoy it. Right, we're going to get underway. So, happy Flat Day. Happy Flat Day. Tartaria, Tartaria. Okay, so what we find, what I have found in the past, is that churches, a lot of buildings as well, of antiquity, all have a lattice work of metal and rods through their infrastructure. You see, this is an old Coptic type church, red brick affair, and it's ruined in Russia. But you can see all of this wiring. Now, I mentioned before, there's evidence on the internet that the Colosseum in Rome had tons and tons and tons of metal banding removed from it in the late 1700s. So it had rings, metal rings around the entire Colosseum. You can find out about that on a post I did recently concerning the pyramids. So what we find is that safe technologies of the past, okay, which we think that held the realm in place or safeguarded the realm. So how did previous generations protect buildings from vibrations of the earth? Okay. For example, traction and connections. So rods and connections are part of the device that dampens the power of vibrations of the Earth's vibrating or resonance on the building's body. The vibration so saturates the metal rods and connections with charges that they have been saturated and they have not ever rotted. Here they are. They're in the infrastructure of a lot of antiquity is this metal, which does not rot. So just as sea metal ships fastened with rivets and welding in order to withstand the vibrations and pitching of the sea, so previous generations held together buildings to receive hermitage from the Earth's resonance and vibration. So charge from above and charge from below. Now remember, lightning actually starts from the ground, not the sky. There's something there. It's not the geode. Look at these beautiful Coptic paintings on this red brick building. Anyway, so let's have a little look through. Wow. So to conclude on this part is our ancestors benefited from receiving natural power, flows and vibration from Earth with the help of columns. Columns, bells, and cannons, and temples, and cathedrals, and monasteries, and rotundas. But something went wrong. Something went wrong with Antiquitech. So you notice all of these columns, they all go up to this amazing vault. These are vaults, and they have vaults below the churches and below all of the buildings as well. Vault chambers. Look at these. Not just for aesthetics, for function. So you can draw that charge up and get it from above and get it from below. So that's temples. These columns. And you find a ton of metal work and wrought iron work and metal coverings and bollards, all on the bottom of antiquities buildings. Also, we have thought that interact with some sort of charge. Also, I've talked about, and I will post in a day or two, if you keep an look on my channel, a video that I was going to present and I'm going to put up concerning energy transference in antiquity using posts, pillars, chains, and these things. Now, they removed all of these railings in Britain, in Christendom, in the Second World War, but I found a narrative that none of them ever were used for armaments at all, and all ended up dumped in the Medway, in the Thames. So yeah, look at this photograph here, the mud and this step to go, onto your horse and cart. You don't have to walk in stinking mud, poo. Yet they managed to put up these massive masonry buildings with divine principles, etc. And then we got the crypts underneath. We've already spoken about human battery banks. We found evidence of the underneath Paris catacombs, wires coming out of the bones, and the bones are like batteries in themselves, and they harness, when compressed, piezoelectric forces, which also can generate a charge. Antiquitech. And then there's the metal that runs through these buildings, pulling up, turning Earth's natural resonance into usable electricity. Wow, look at that building. These pillars, the way they go up. You know, what is this for exactly? It's not for aesthetics, is it? And it's not a buttress holding the building up. It wouldn't actually need that. So the purpose is what we're saying. Androns, also believed to be an alternative heat source. The pillars to the vaults. Let's have a look at some more images. Also, if you get a resonance and vibration, these were earthquake warning devices in the past, but what we find is both World War I and World War II was a crazy collection of the European bells, and some of them were actually destroyed because of what they did. So they were a technology. Look at these things here. All stripped out and destroyed in World War II. Again, they say they used the bell metal for the armaments program. An interesting narrative behind this building in Moscow. This clock tower here was supposed to have housed this giant bell. So try and imagine in antiquity how they would have got it up to what was originally a bigger tower. And there's a smaller bell in here now. And apparently, because there's an earthquake in Moscow and the bell falls from the tower and smashes there, and that's where it stayed. Now, it's funny because what you find on nodal points is there seems to be a lot of earthquakes. Something happened here. This is why there's only half of a church on top of Glastonbury Tor in England, where there's St. Michael's crossing point, nodal point. I think they put these also over water in a lot of cases, but I think they put them over nodal points for energy ley line crossing points is where they put these Antiquitech devices. The bells, obviously, if they ring, they can ring for a while also. These are Bella after it's apparently fallen from this massive tower. Size of that thing. And the Liberty Bell, you know, the famous bell of America, same narrative, big crack in it, and something happened to it. But this just doesn't ring true. And the Vajra is a bell. It's like a bell on the bottom, the Vajra on the top, a resonating device, creating a nice little torsion field around both opposing toruses. Same with this ancient device, nested device. And when there was no more war, because they got, you know, basically nothing left to do because World War I had ended, in Camp Dix, I don't know what went on there, I don't like the sound of that, Human Liberty Bell, 25,000 officers and men. So that's what they did with their spare time, is make a bell. And they've even put the crack in the Liberty Bell. But again, you know, the bells are technology. The bell, the Glocken, talked about on, you know, mainstreamy stuff, that this was some sort of time machine that the Nazis invented. It disappeared. Apparently showed up in a field in Kentucky. I think it's Cucksburg, I think. Well, anyway, the Glocken is also a bell, said to be something to do with time travel. And then the bell rings every 15 minutes in its clock tower, and then it recharges for the next hour, which is another big bong, 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 which charges her up again. You can see an old clock tower here, which is a multi-purpose clock tower, I think. It's got doors here up in the sky and no actual door. See a little window there, but it's surrounded by a Faraday cage. So This is in the antiquity. This thing needs protection. Showing you it's doing a damn sight more than just telling the time. Excuse me. There you are. So the bell's got the clapper and the cup. Doing. And when the structure of the cup is adapted with the metal plate, or the structure of a clapper is adapted with a bolt, a unique sound, technical information in hertz changes. So it's a technology. It was a wider technology. We talked about 1,000 times the destruction. But this can be also charged from the ground as a Liberty Bell. Definitely. Because there's a real big deal concerning the bells. Look at that old one. Imagine what building, the size of the building that was part of in the past. And this, look at this. More calling Orson. Come in, Orson. I bet you've got excellent communications with that on the medieval battlefield. Stand under there while this is chiming. Super futuristic bell. Don't know what it's made of. Wow, what that would do to you. That would be fantastic. Look at the size of this thing. But it would still pick up, you know, vibrations from the earth, especially in seismic places, which apparently everywhere's had earthquakes in the past, and they were a lot more common than you would imagine. Also, you can use a bell for underwater and sneaking into enemy forts and positions because they don't really know bells. Okay, they might do. And this looks exactly like a spark plug of a car because it's working in the same way. This is in Cambodia, and you have beautiful Antiquitech charge, and it's fed into here, backed up. Absolutely fantastic. Possibly from underground as well. I bet there's a lot of lightning, etc., in that jungle. And the stupas, upside down bells with what look like spark plugs on top. All this resonating, pulling in a charge from the ether. But I definitely think pulling in a charge from the ground itself, which resonates with frequencies which can be registered. Okay, and them scale waves, them standing waves, you know, there are aspects of science that they don't really talk about, which really exist, especially connected with water. So the same for churches, guys. Something went deeply wrong, as you can see. This has happened, not only in Moscow, but only everywhere. Is the destruction of the world, and you see so many places, so many cities where this is the case. These churches. There's an interesting image of the crucifixion, with what looks like flying ships in the background, because they're all flying about in the air. So yeah, how beautiful is that? Devoted to religion, and there's not 1 centimeter that hasn't got something on it. So gold leaf. And I've shown you a lot of churches. I didn't want to really show you this time because it's a bit morbid, but churches that are just full of bones. But the whole coding for the Phoenician paradigm is here at the top, eagle, wings open, the pyramid right at the top, and some bearded dude there. The Phoenicians always, Christ putting his hand on someone's head, bless you, son, and stuff. Look at this. So reliquary. So I went to an interesting church in northern England a couple of years ago, near Nottingham, in a place called Newark, the apparently original Newark Church. It's a massive cathedral. But what they did is they removed the saints from inside the church and put them outside during the Reformation, because they were too powerful mystics to be in that evil building, and they were trying to down the vibration for this, this Phoenician thing that's happening. Plasma burst, the angels, ever present, what it's all about, the crown. The crown. First thing the Phoenicians probably seen when they come up from the depths was the sun, and it looked like a crown, like a corona, which is what they call the solar light that emits is the solar corona. And the wobbly columns, definitely always thought that they were to do with technology. You see them in St. Peter's Basilica. You see them everywhere in churches and in antiquity, these wobblies. But, gold at the bottom as well, is a really good conductor, drawing a charge up from underground. Subtle charge. And then maybe bigger. Maybe there was just a lot more seismic activity in the past, guys. It's just unreal how many buildings have apparently suffered earthquakes and volcanoes. I wonder how that managed to get mud flooded so quickly. And these beautiful Antiquitech devices. We're going to look at some color versions of these in a minute. They're absolutely fantastic. Little power plants, beautiful little power plants. Excuse me. So I think they were harnessing all of those natural, unbelievable natural energies, natural powers. But I definitely think it all went wrong. I think something went wrong. I think we did it wrong, probably. Oh, that's an interesting basketball team. Christian one. Thought that out, didn't I? That church doesn't know what denomination. It's just throwing them all in for some reason. Okay, he said. Okay, right. Let's move on a bit. Ooh. Okay, to the next part now. Old maps. I'll show you more pictures a little bit later concerning antiquity buildings, but I definitely think that they were drawing a charge from underground. Okay. So this is an old map of an azimuthal equidistant map. And except for the fact that California is a giant island, a lot of stuff is missing. Greenland is not showing an island. It's a really weird sort of map. There's no, complete Australia is even, it doesn't even look like that. And where's the rest? It hasn't been mapped, but apparently it has been mapped. So, some maps have got it and others haven't got it. But here it is, all of the Pacific Islands. A weird old affair down here in Patagonia. So that is their effort at the time. And they do an azimuthal equidistant in the time of Phoenicians. And this is from the 1700s. And then you get the flat map, which we all know, this sort of Mercator version, which no map is real because they're all projections anyway. Grand Tartaria. So I have loads of evidence in Lied van der Haal atlases that, all of this area, China was China Tartary, Japan, not sure about India, Persia, but I reckon a good percentage of Britain. And I really am convinced that the chronology has been fudged, and I think that Tartaria were the biggest empire that ever existed. And I think that they were taken over and taken out by said Phoenicians. And then these turn up. So they put 2 orbulus, 2 round circles, and constellation charts and everything in this period. They all turn circly like that. You get an azimuthal there, again, similar to the last one. So this is either... this has already been reset, and this is what the world looks like. No Great Lakes and, this weirdness with California. Or are we looking at somewhere else completely different? Somewhere in another place? Look at these beautiful maps, guys. Full-on Phoenician with a horn of plenty. And the Phoenician sea peoples. So I love the film, Oh Father, Where Art Thou? But I didn't actually realize it was a reenactment of Homer's Iliad. Now it actually makes sense, especially with the mermaids and the sirens. Unbelievable film. Best music going. And there is old Zusage with active fasces, the super futuristic electromagnetic technology of the Phoenician. And he is from no city. He's got a big Phoenician's got a bit of a. They noticed they got a bit of a like they got a bit of a lump on there. Some of these Romans. This is Julius. I've seen him many times. He looks just like that. How they knew he looks like that? Apparently 2,000 years ago. This one's checking out his super tech, and as you can see, you've got the Phoenix and the flames coming out of the bottom, because I really do think that the Phoenix events that Jason Akex talks about is in fact a Phoenician weapon, no less than the fasces. Yes, indeed, that is what I think. And these maps, again, a bit fudged, a bit weird. All of this extremity doesn't go east to west. It goes north for Oregon and Washington and the rest of Canada. So why it's going in that orientation is beyond me, because all of that isn't really there. And again, no Great Lakes, loads of anomalies with these maps. But again, probably after the reset, or could be looking at somewhere else, I think. Here, stuff. Do you want some stuff? Yes, bring me stuff. Lots and lots and lots of things. We're possessing you. So I want possessions. So is the nature of possessions. So check out this. The eclipse of the sun. Yeah. What's that there? Trippy, isn't it? What we got here? Fire. Okay, that's an alchemical image for fire, constellations, air, and another eclipsage. So, but this is the two circle maps. I think all of these circle maps, I think these are, because the Phoenicians are fully here post reset. Look at this. Earth inside of air, fire, moon, Mercury, flames. So Earth's like that, is it? The heavens and the elements, and there's water. And Earth is a Phoenician lady with a horn of plenty. And we have a figure of a sphere there. So yeah, they definitely brought that in, 100%. So it's fixed, this map. It's a little bit more of a modern map. America's fixed, looking like it should. Still no, yeah, got Great Lakes now. Everything's fixed. So that's more a modern map, more current, maybe of this place. Again, so I've got the shit. We've got azimuthal equidistant maps of the south, apparently, and the north. Show no Hyperborean. But what's this green place here? Australis Incognitus, Terra Incognitus. Well, that's Australia, River Holland. So all of this is supposed to be Antarcticus, but it's green. And they're not really supposed to have found it in this period. And they wouldn't have been able to, like, supposed to be like thick ice all the way out, here to. So I don't know how they actually managed to, to cartography on the coast of Antarctica at all. It's beyond me. And there's a nice azimuthal. Right, it shows in California again. All of this bit, probably, if it is this world's underwater after the reset, this is a joke. It tells us everything in the fool's map cap. Says about it, this being bullshit and a lie in Latin. You hear about this map. You got all of this massive extremity that no way exists in the modern day. You can't have Antarctica coming up to, the Tropic of Cancer or Capricorn, and you can't have, this all the way up to the equator. Antarctica doesn't go up to the equator. So what is all of this landmass? Are we looking at somewhere else? We're having a trick. It's a crafty trick done on us. Nice symmetry on this as well. The bells. The vibration. And then you go back further in time, and they're all maps, Map of Mondays, and they're circular maps, all in this ship shape box, which is like Noah's Ark. This is a map of Monday in Hereford. I've posted about it umpteen times, talked about it umpteen times. This is a Filster map, and it's another German, exactly the same sort of format, religious based, of a map of Monday, 1290, the map of Monday. This one's a little bit later. Again, no Americas, no Antarctica. It's just Asia, Africa, and Europe. Like there's no other parts of the world, because maybe there weren't. And maybe this is in our world. Or maybe it's before the reset. And the world was like that. And this map, you know, showing all of these peoples and dragons and stuff all living in Antarctica, all the way up to here. Just craziness. So yeah, old maps, round maps, they show a post-reset world. Okay, this is a really interesting article. This was all around Boston town article. Okay, and it's sweet because it's exactly the same as now. Flat Earth, they knew about it. Look at this building. Yeah, it's got interesting aerials. It's a personal and picturesque glimpse of everyday life in New England's metropolis. Is the Earth shape like a cold buckwheat cake? I'm afraid I don't know what that is. Is it, if you accept the theory of the philosopher of Orrin F. Hill, and this is his theory in a newspaper, and he's got this. That's the end of the world up there. You've got the ice ring all around, and the Earth, as we think of it in an azimuthal equidistant nature, high ice wall. And look at this, though. This is really cool. So these guys have got to the edge, and he's saying, nothing but ice and space and darkness. Right. He's like, yeah, me too. Ditto. And he's over there, all the way over there, and they're reporting nothing but ice space upon the roof there. The roof. The roof. That's an interesting phrase. Do they mean dome? And this guy down here, that's the end of the world up there. All right, the end of the world. What does he mean by that? The end of the simulation, where it all like glitches out, like in 13th floor. The world is flat, has mountains of ice around the brim, and is stationary. Yeah, I will concur with that. Nothing out there but ice. Nothing but out there but darkness. How would you know? Because he didn't get out of the fucking boat, did he? But this guy's saying it's the end of the world's up there. That's interesting. They actually know where the ends of Earth are. Gary Spanner, he knows where the ends of Earth are. I watched it in that movie. So here's an interesting book. I'll share it with you after this presentation. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel, if you would. And thank you for being here. Happy Flat Day. So I'm not going to read much of this, but I'm going to give it to you just because it is more proof that I've given you a dozen books in the past anyway concerning the Phoenicians. But this one talks about, you know, their religious beliefs, you know, Moloch, Baal, Bel. And they took, you know, they were in Britain and their colonies were far and sparse, you know. Phoenicians' voyages of the known world. But before the 6th century BC, the Phoenicians had not only penetrated to the northwest coast of India, but probably to the islands of Britain as well. Yeah, no shit, because I found a book which showed when the Romans turned up apparently into a Londinium, which wasn't Roman at all. It was already a bustling trade centre and capital centre of the Phoenicians, who were there first. And it goes on about, you know, the whole narrative a lot, even from an official standpoint, explains their, you know, their traditions, their beliefs, but it does say their reach was far. And I know that they took over. Because when we exposed the Phoenicians back in 2019 or 2020, or around that time, just before 2020, like literally a month or two later, they locked the entire world down and everything goes to shit. So I had stacks of people come into my channel say, Matt, I think you did that. You and Lee. Like, blame Lee. So, okay. Now, Adam and Eve. So there's a bit weird thing going on with these two if they were humans, because they had babies, and then babies would have had to copulate to have other human beings. So that's not a good start for humanity, really, is it? And they don't do clothes as well. So this honey. So is it really an apple that has been tempted by the serpent to Eve? Is it really an apple? Well, there's something else. I know it says it was in a tree and it was a red fruited apple, but what if it was actually a mushroom and not an apple? Now, wouldn't that make more sense if it was, say, an amanita mushroom, which would give you a deeper insight and knowledge? And that is what the apple was said to have. Now, an apple, when you eat an apple, doesn't make you knowledgey at all. Something up there, Cain killing Abel, first murder. I'm going to shed shit after that, didn't it? You two, you got made a lot of trouble. So yeah, so she eats the apple, which is known not to have any knowledge in it whatsoever. But the Amanita muscara mushroom does definitely make you knowledgeable. It's been used for thousands of years by shamans, etc. For its amazing pain-killing qualities, its analgesic qualities, its antidepressing qualities, its abilities to give you a nice sleep. It's not psychoactive as you might think. It's more psychotropic. So you could just conduct your day on Amanita, out of pain and enjoying yourself. And that will give you time to think, because you're not thinking about pain and stuff. And it shuts off the bullshit stuff in your mind and think about important stuff or stuff that you need. It is, and in fact, a key to knowledge. It is our birthright. It is a technology that they tell us is not good, but it's in the Garden of Eden, and I think it's in the narrative for Christ as well. So yeah, a strange old narrative, Adam and Eve, out of a rib. It sort of screams of DNA splicing. I did a series called Alpha Omega years ago, where I suggested Adam and Eve were just connected with electromagnetism. Adam was, the magnetism. Eve was electromagnetic propagation. And that's what I proposed. Excuse me, I'm going back here. So Adam and Eve, yeah. So yeah, they had everything. Didn't have any clothes though, or broadband, and then in a walled enclosure. So that's thought to be in the north, in the Hyperborea. Nice little Phoenician well going on. So the Phoenicians are even here in the Garden of Eden as well. Start of humanity. It's not a weird one. According to Genesis, we all come from Adam and Eve, who had 3 sons. Think about it. Take all the time you need. So, all right, Adam and Eve had 3 sons. Where did we all come from? Didn't they have a daughter? Yeah, they didn't report the daughter to us, though, did they? Okay, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, moving on. So let's have a look at this beautiful castle. This castle, Switzerland, I've talked about quite a bit, included in my first book, The Holy Grail of Our Flat Earth, with the Knights Templar finding something considerably important in the sacking, if you like, of Jerusalem, thought to be maybe the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail, striking resemblance to the Amanita mushroom, is the Holy Grail, the Amanita, because I think it is a key, a technology to unlocking the secrets of this place. It shows you. So beautiful. Switzerland has palm stuff. Left out of 2 world wars. Don't have nothing to do with the First World War. We don't want to, because we got all the banks, all the money, and all the elites, and we're proper Phoenician, full on. And Second World War. Oh no, we don't need to get involved with war. A bit like Sweden. Sweden don't have to do it either, because they possibly the Phoenician capital there is one of them. Stockholm is probably. They're all probably ruling the world from there, maybe elites or off-world place. Anyway, just saying that. So the castle from the north, 1906. It's a beautiful castle. I bet there's shit tons of stuff inside this mound. Who even knows if that mound is not artificial? Look at that, a hill. We got a mound here, which is definitely man-made with a church on top of it, local to me. It's a lot of what looks like old building underneath that's been melted, and they built the later version on top. And these were found inside. Seal of the Count Arnold of Lenzburg, 1159, and he's showing an Antiquitech device. And this one, 1167, seal of Count Chuno of Lenzburg, and again, he's showing church age. Okay. So yeah, it's very beautiful. Look at this old world stuff. It's just got mud for roads. Yeah, they managed to put this up, and you know, you see is that a guy? Is it that big? Is that the scale of what we're looking at? Because that looks like a guy, doesn't it? I think it might be, you know. So that's just the gatehouse. And they haven't got any gates on it. It's just an arch. Crazy. I wonder what that thing's for there, though. It's over the arch. Well, they got putlock holes, so there would have been something coming out this way, you know, towards you, and over this. So maybe a part of a roofing canopy for it, maybe. And you've got blowholes either side, countersinked in, maybe so you can peek out to see who's in there. And shoot your face with an arrow. And there's a beautiful star fort. That is Lenzburg Castle. The whole thing is a star fort, look. Pretty good, eh, guys? It's the oldest and it's most important in a really important country, Switzerland. Here they are again. The Phoenicians. Royal seal of Rudolph, the Habsburg of 1275. He's got the holy hand grenade, and he's got a crown, and he's got a scepter. You got the dragon, and what looks like a queen between two heraldries on a throne. Found in this church. So we got church in Britain, in Cardiff, where I live here. St John's Church is from the 1100s. It's 900-year-old, apparently. And that thing's sunk as well, down under the ground. It's low. Roof of the bastion. So it's all star fort. Let's check these coins. We got your seal of Count Rudolph again. So the Habsburg dynasty. Ugly fucking. No, yeah, they were terrible. They looked like shit took a shit, didn't they, the Habsburgs? Or was that the Who? No, that was the Who. Sorry, I take that back. They were handsome people, Habsburgs. I'm talking about Huguenots. Right, what's this? Okay. Did they have radio in this period? Okay, I don't know. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, this is the star fort exterior, but look at this, right? Is this like, if this is not like melted building, what's all that? Crazy nature doing right angles again. And up there, look. Castellations. Huh. And up there, this is a wall. Wow, that was the old first building that got fucking melted. And the interior is absolutely divine. Look at that in the coal fire, apparent coal fire. Beautiful bellows. Don't know what that is. But they had really fine stuff, didn't they? And again, with the swirly columns, yeah, they could have been a technology of pulling up usable frequencies and charge from down below. No problemo. Afraid I don't know what that is. Again. Oh, that could have been what that other thing was. Here's two blowholes, and this one's got a gate on it. Porter Lodge. That's just a lodge. And a dining room. Oh, very nice. But it smells of wood. Fine stuff. That's the oven, I gather. Wow. Is your oven like that at home? Covered in Delft porcelain. Beautiful pictures. Nah, not mine. Rose garden. Oh, absolutely beautiful. I never promised you a rose garden. Okay, what's all that aerial stuff on top? Have a look. Excuse me. And there. Know what that is? That's a thin wall, isn't it? And then a roof by here. What the point with that? And there's a window there. All right, so that wall there's an older wall, and that bit's been added, obviously. Oh, it looks old as fuck though. I guess it'd have to be, unless there's another room by here. I can't work that out. I don't know. Just, right, what we got in here? Electromagnetic night suit for electric sword fencing. Oh wow, look at that. There's antlers with a dude on it. Just craziness. The round table. I wonder if that's the actual round table. It's the most important castle. I bet all the elites. I bet Dracula himself have stayed here. Oh, she looks happy. Oh, no. They're not all happy. You got the laughing cavalier, but I think he's a bit of a psyop. I don't think any of them are happy. They all seem so miserable. That's really nice. This cooking on that thing, marble table. Wow. So yeah, marble, stone, all have properties as well, crystalline properties, especially in these buildings. It's all part of the circuit board city. So I think that there was, just like a computer has a meltdown, I think this realm had a meltdown. Cripes, there was a lot more on it in the 17th century, wasn't there? 1758. View on the stove, still preserved in the castle. That is one of them tiles on the castle, on that, excuse me, that stone. And apparently, there was a lot more happening back there. Wow, that's amazing. So, on the chaise lawns, on the chaise lawns, on the chaise lawns, why do you need that over your bed? Is it going to protect you from falling dust? Phoenician seashells. And a lovely bed. It seems to have some sort of protection overhead. Wow, look at that for quality. Even the doors. Charabanowskis. You just see the Phoenicians everywhere. Mermaids. In fact, this one's looking like the cover of my Starbucks coffee. Symbol of Celine, isn't it? Mermaid. Again. More Charabanowskis. What's the deal with Charabanowskis? They ain't children. They're small, muscly adults, and they're weird. And they ain't nice either, from what I've gathered. Shoot that poison arrow through your heart. Wow, look at the age of this one. That's the one that maybe got blitzed. It's an arch to nowhere there. And this looks like later, maybe. It's completely different to this stone. This looks fudged and melted. But yeah, wow. That building got blitzed. There it is. Oh, there's a lot more going on in the past. There's a lot missing. Beautiful HD photographs, don't you think, for 1902? Yeah? Yeah, beautiful, then. Okay, these are beautiful. I'm going to share with you now some views of Moscow in, 1890s. These are colorized, but that doesn't mean anything because, it's not altered all over, it's just added color. But look at that. All the artworks. So, St. Petersburg and Moscow. This is a Moscow bridge. Looking really old. Metal underneath. I bet that could carry a charge. These gold domes and minarets. Dome, 4 angels, one on each corner. 4 angels technologies, harnessing its own toral field and harnessing a charge. And then there's this weirdness. This one chunk is supposed to weigh like, I think it said 100 tons or something. Something ridiculous. 60 tons. And why would they leave all of this junk and stone just there and don't even care a shit about it? Some soldiers there, Moscow. They've always seemed to have had a, weird military presence here, haven't they? And some sort of weird regime. But democracy's poo, but so is communism. It's that shit and corrupt as well. It's like everything that they've done on us, all these different modes, were deliberately set to fail. Democracy is no experiment. It's just a fucking play, and it's definitely set to fail. All civilizations have fallen in the past. Why would this one be any different when it's more? I don't know how stupid the last resets were, but this one's just it's dozy. It does my head in, gets my nerves. People are just like, just believe absolutely anything. Look at these towers. Drives me nuts. Can't be true. I never seen her on the telly. Oh, God. Look at this. See, even military here, pillbox. Everywhere you got to have military in this place. Look at that from the old world. Wow. Look at the stained glass. Beautiful. Resonators. Green copper roof, probably. Copper tiles. It doesn't look like slate. Wow. Beautiful. Oh, excuse me. Wow. Look at that for Antiquitech, man. All of these gold domes grabbing charge with them beautiful resonators. That one there. Mercury ball, crown. Oh, look at all the knobbly bits on this reaching up into the ether. Also with this one. Wow, look at that. Fantastic. Look at the aerials there, and there as well. Antennas. Wow, that's really cool. But, the car hasn't been invented or anything yet in 1890. So you can only surmise how they managed to get all this beautiful stuff together, build it. Okay. But, the Russian cities were not as backward as, like, say, the Urals back then. It's been really annoying for people. Stalin just decided to kill them all. Like, go to the country, kill them people. They're making us look bad. If anyone finds out, we're going to look like Stupidsville. Okay, look at that one. There's not many people around, though, is there? Look at these two shifty fuckers. They're probably plotting right there against you. Yeah. I don't like the look at that cameraman. He's probably an American spy. Let's go and question him. Well, we both work in a department store. I don't think it's in our jurisdiction. Let's go and question him. Not saying that they're mistrustful, but they're really mistrustful. Look at that. Paranoid? Jesus fucking Christ, they're paranoid. But I've been to a lot of communist countries back in the day when I was in merch, and it was interesting. I used to totally pick on commissars. Hitler used to kill every single fucking one of them, but they just bullied them people. I couldn't stomach it. They used to they'd be talking to some sailors who was Polish, and the commissar would be just hanging on every word, and then kick them in the side of the leg for saying too much, because they might have said, "Oh, I'm happy," or something for a second, and they totally bully them. So I thought, yeah, well, you can't do shit to me because I'm basically Welsh, so I'm going to be like Martin Twat, which is an extreme. It's like being a normal twat, but really much more extreme version. You have no idea how annoying I can be if I want to be. Oh no, you don't. No, you don't. People will literally jump into the sea just to get away from me. I don't want you in my head. Go away. Be quiet. That's beautiful in Moscow, that bell. Wow, look at all that. So I haven't got a clue how many in chat, but welcome all. Thank you for being here on a beautiful flatter day. Spring is on the way. Also, outside the place where the Tsar cannon is the, excuse me, the Tsar bell is the Tsar cannon, which is an extreme size, too big for actual humans to use. But as I suggested, I definitely think cannons were utilizing natural sciences and natural charges of Antiquitech. This. It's right outside. I bet it would just charge, and it would just be like a rail gun, massive rail gun. Probably shot a fucking bolt of electricity that just smashed buildings into dust. Fucking big cannonballs. It's ridiculous. What are they going to do? How are they going to get them up? Oh, we just employ 30 people to get that cannonball in the Tsar cannon. Makes no bloody sense. Oh, wow. Look at this for a picture. Beautiful. Look at that old castle with the arch. A beautiful pink thing behind it. So, yeah. They're never going to be able to teach British people to speak this because it looks like double Dutch. In fact, it looks like Greek in reverse. I can't imagine anybody in Britain, speaking Russian or even under duress or torture or anything. I don't think it was going to ever happen. Look at this. Look at all the railings, how big they are. Again, a subtle ether passes through these things. Some of them have got sigils in them. I noticed in Cardiff Central Market, where I live, there's one of them is a bit of a demonic face been put into the lattice work of the wrought iron. Oh, that's sinister. Look at all this. And all them gold domes, absolutely beautiful. Not just aesthetically so, but the practical use is amazing. Look at this. Kremlin. And my God, that thing, which looks like the top of a building, and the rest is down underground. It's so top heavy and disproportionate, guys. Look at it. It's just all the roof, the top bit, and eat your heart out. Walt fucking Disney. Oh my God, look at it. The colours they put in. You've got all tiles as well, which this looks like a sonar array you see on modern day battleships, these things. And they're made of a tile, and tiles also can be made of ceramic substances and ceramics, as you know, using capacitors and superconductors, etc. in electricity. Look at that one there. Wow, it's just amazing, isn't it, guys? Beautiful. And another beauty. That's the same one. Man, oh man, it's so beautiful. That is a pencil drawing, or it's just a drawing of a beautiful red clock tower. Oh, that's nothing to do with Moscow, but let's learn by this. This is very learned. First he wins the lottery, then he meets the love of his life. A few days later, lucky guy. Yeah. Wow, you're smashing it, mate. God, what's the chances you win a lottery and then ka-ching? Okay. Not sure what that is, but it looks like some sort of water technology for Aquatech, some Schrodinger sort of Aquatech. And this is a map again from a bird's eye view. They all are, and the Kremlin is humongous. It's not exactly a star fort. I've seen star fort attributions to it on corners, but it's not shaped of a star fort. But the whole of Moscow is inside of a giant star fort. The whole of it. See it? Zigzag. Here is the star fort. And it's a massive city to have a star fort all the way around it. I noticed that London doesn't require star fort all the way around it. Got one, little one in Chatham near the docks, but don't know of any other ones. Anyway, I got this back. I shared it on my community page. This is my excuse me. This is my website back, and this is a source for you all. This is a really groovy thing. If you want to find out about flat Earth British subjects, experience alternative truth like never before. It shows you some of my videos. and the subjects of mudflood, tartaria, the firmament, comets, facies, star forts, shapes, Antiquitech, technasmia, airships, maps, giants, world's fairs, and words like Cherepanowski's and other words that we have invented, art, architecture, resets, fireplaces, aquatech, weather, activities, news, and resources. Okay, and all the links, there's my Facebook and my Twitter. I got other sort of formats of it. Okay, videos and archive and books. Okay, there's my channel, Martinliedtke's channel. Okay. So make sure to subscribe to Martinliedtke. We got I got another 4 channels. A couple of them are on copyright actually. I keep saying I'm doing medical disinformation. I don't know where to get that from. The Liedtkes Tartarian channel and Battle British Think Tank channel and Liedtkes Nectar. They're all there. So we move on. Dun, 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 dun. Right then. Let me just come back for a second. Okay, guys, I'm going to post for another approximately another 30 minutes. I'm going to do some images of the day. I'll share all of that stuff. The Phoenician book is a really good read. You can use it on, you can read it on audio as well. Really interesting to give you another narrative for Osiris, the more official one, but we've heard other narratives for Osiris, who he is. So this I got in San Diego, and it is the Sacred Mushroom and the Cross, and it's hard evidence, and this book is based on that. Okay, the religion and the spiritual ascension is actually the key is Antiquitech, or the mushroom, which I think is true. And if you didn't know, there's my first book, The Holy Grail of the Flat Earth. Now, I posted an advert this week, Holy Grail of the Great Reset. I got a blue banner underneath, and it said, "Oh, the Great Reset, invented by Klaus Schwab for the World Economics Forum in his bullshit book about you all fucking have nothing and be way happy about it, etc. Released in 2020. Okay, well, what about the Great Holy Grail of the Great Reset and released before Klaus Schwab's book? So it was actually said Great Reset before Klaus Schwab, and he's saying that they got a banner up since based on his bullshit when it didn't even exist when I wrote mine. Yeah, no. So that's worth a read. This is all about facies, electromagnetic technologies. It really was actually the reset system, quite a technical and advanced read, but it is illustrated. You can see I want to talk about organs, etc. You can find the links below for this. The Hajj to explain about the hourglass, and we talk about the electromagnetics and the inertia play, which is below our feet, and the decodes that prove it. So it's worth a read. If you are confused about any of these subjects, I would definitely be tempted to read what is Flat Earth Bible, the Holy Grail of Flat Earth. No shit. Right. I'm going to share some more screen for half an hour, guys. It's awesome. I know this one's like 3 hours less than I usually do, but I've got a lot of content to come this week, and a lot of content actually, to post this week for you. So I'm just going to show some flatter day pics. And first, interestingly, who's probably in chat now is my brother, who is a bear, who is Romanian bear, and he sent me. He watched Moonraker image at the time, and the bit with Dolly got braces that we think is a Mandela effect because she hasn't got any braces anymore. He pulls it a frame at a time. 1 minute she's got a brace, next minute it's vanished. Edited out. Shit. Okay. So let's have a look at that. And I'm going to show you images of the day, etc. Awesome to see you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for doing Flat Earth British awesomeness. Okay. I'm going to show you that before the end of this post. It's a little video that I made. A little video I made for you. So here it is. Here's Dolly, got braces. There's a little video. And she's got a brace there. Right, she's got a brace there. And the next frame is disappeared. They've removed it. So you might be catching residue of an actual mandala effect happening, or for some unusual reason, Hollywood stopped it and made her remove her brace. So it's there, and then it's nothing. So what do you make of that? Here's some pictures. It's not really clear, but you can see the braces are on there. And then no braces at all. Sorry, it's not really clear that, but she hasn't got any braces there. And she has a wire brace there. So she has it, and then she hasn't has it. So Dolly has got braces, and then she hasn't got braces. Let's have another look at that video, okay? You can see him disappearing. So there, braces. Gone. Gone. They removed it. Oh, sorry, my microphone is drooping. Oh. Sorry, I hope you could still hear me there. Not sure how long my microphone was drooping then. Okay, let's show some images of the day and get on with the show. Give me a second and I will present images of the day. Some of them are really interesting and we can interact with these, like this one. So nobody remembers their first download. No, I don't remember my first download. Who remembers that? But everyone remembers their first album. So I lent my mother's albums. I was a bit lucky like that. But my first proper album that I bought is, I think it was probably Status Quo. I think it was one of the Status Quo albums. I think it was Pile Driver. But I was a big Quo fan. So Quo, whoa, whoa. Awesome quote. I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I blocked you. Yeah, man. Takes 6 months and then they go flaky usually. If they last over like a year. Oh, you fucking landed. So there's a bit of antiquity sticking up between two buildings. Look at the age of that. Just showing the old world. So this is in Romney Marsh in London, and we got a place like this in Cardiff as well. And what these are soccer pitches as far as the eye can see. And that makes a shit ton of noise when everyone's out playing football. I can show you with that. You can hear them on a clear day, then balls being kicked from miles away. And the voices from miles away. You used to do that? Yeah, it was horrible, wasn't it? I fucking hated it. So Eastern European architecture has a lot to be desired. Now, all KFCs are like a shit took a shit in the first place, but let's just think what possessed the architect to make this typically Eastern European development. Is it the ugliest KFC in the history of the universe? Maybe uglier, but that will do for now. Baby Jesus, it's bath time. In. Not going in. I don't think he can. He walks on water. See, that happened. So this guy had an interesting job. So what he did is he was on a beach. This old guy here, he's got a special tape here, different tapes for different people, I guess. And then he gets to touch women's thighs, tops of their thighs, all day long. Yeah, I know. But he's probably got like patient, doctor thing, ethic going on. He's not thinking anything. So here's some bathing beauties of the past. Let's investigate. Woohoo! Okay, this one, she's not really got the look, has she? Who's winning? This one's maybe winning. That one. Ooh, cuckoo. Ooh. So that's bathing costumes of the past. Had a lot to be desired. So this is the building of Mount Rushmore. God Almighty. They were ending up in these things. Chiseled away. What possessed him? Oh, I know, but presidents up on the side of a mountain. And use a game of kites on the roof of a building. Interesting little game, I guess. Is that kites? Something like along them lines. I don't actually know. Looks like kites. Everyone's getting in on the game because they didn't have the internet. Okay, I did my bit. Did you? Okay, what did you do in World War II? Well, I kept a load of soldiers really, really happy. Oh, that's okay. No, didn't do my bit. I wanted my bit. Macy's Day parades in New York are bonkers, isn't they? They like has 1 million people out on the streets and all to watch big inflatable fucking toys, and it's like a massive marketing day for a toy shop. And an American mayor lets it happen for some reason, or New York's mayor. So yeah, that shit's okay. But it's Macy's Day. Fuck off. Right, here's failed fashions of the 1960s. They all look like Diana Rigg. She looks like Diana Rigg, and she looks like Diana Rigg. That's weird. So that look never carries on. These may be horse clothes. No, they're not. No, with them skirts. So yeah, they died on their ass. Understandably so too. So here's two Beatles fans thinking, yeah, fuck them. Let's get it. Screwdriver. Penny Lane. There's actually should be screws in there. So I'm thinking this might be a setup fake because there's no screw holes there and there. How did they fasten it? Is it glued on? Penny Lane, it is. Baba sending photographs of every head that he's had the pleasure to know. And all the people that come and go. God, look at her eyes. That's scary, man. Oh, man, oh, man. Scary hats, too. So, bathing costumes. Let's have a look at these young ladies from the past and see what they're like. Okay. Hair's gone. Shit, they didn't really have hairdressers back then, did they? And these are bathing costumes. So, not like it is now, is it? Nowadays, they don't actually walk on the beach. They more shuffle into the water. Shuffle and wobble. So yeah, they had class. They smelt nice. They had really quality clothes. They made an effort. They didn't go fucking bonkers on their nails and all of their hair and all that. Well, it did a bit on the hair, but yeah. So I've got the shit in a handbag. Don't even worry. This is the way you get around. Is in a Beetle. How do you get 2 whales in a Mini? Well, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. So I went to a music festival once, Trios by Bridgend in Cardiff. Snazzy little festival, but I went in the boot of a car and they drove me through the gates so they could nick me in. And the whole procedure took about an hour. But when I got into the festival, I managed to open the boot because I was close to death because of the petrol fumes or the exhaust fumes. And then I went off into the festival, but the people who were driving the car opened the box. You know, they thought I was actually dead because they're banging it. Matt, you all right? You all right? No answer. So, Beauty and the Beast. Look, what is that on his head? That's not even a diving costume, is it? What is that? I'm guessing there is, but wow. Okay. So we got beauty competition. Obviously, it's not legs because she got trousers. But yeah, women have changed a lot. People have changed. Imagine how they used to think. They weren't all confused by bullshit on toast. She got some snazzy tattoos. She went for the XOOOX on the. It's like unfriending, isn't it, or something? I'm not sure about the bits in the corner of the mouth. She doesn't look a happy bunny. She's a bit worried about the camera stealing her soul. But she has got an eye or something painted on a pineal gland. So they do know about that aspect. Interesting, isn't she? Okay. So imagine working in here. This is a car plant back in the day. Everyone just wear what you want, as little as possible. I would have loved to have been a foreman in this factory. God, that would be in a bit of a state all day, actually. So why haven't we got these? Why haven't we got cars that you can just drive into the water and just drive across to, well, not France, Holland, in your car? No, can you get them going? Okay, more bathing beauties. Or maybe not. But yeah, this is Butlins. Now, if you don't know about Butlins, what is it like? Well, they're holiday camps in Britain, and they are exactly the same procedure as Auschwitz concentration camp. You turn up, they go through a selection program, and then they separate you from your family and stick you on like little trains that take you off to your chalets. And then you go into a giant beer hall where the tables are wonky, really, really wonky. So your beer tips, and then you get a thing called a red coat. They're like SS officials, Eisengruppen, and these SS officials that run Butlins, they sing songs that you like, the tweets, the fucking tweets. Or maybe another a music classic, Barbie Girl. Come on, Barbie Girl, in the Barbie world. Amsterdam paper. Now, I'm not sure what this stone relief is or where it's going, but it's a big bit of relief and a bit of a time getting that up on the wall. He's looking and thinking, it's too big. It's not going to go. So, beautiful painting ladies putting big stars on jet planes that can machine gun people to death. She's thinking about our brave boys machine gunning them. Japanese. Ah, she's lovely. This guy, yeah, you think you're technical? Imagine how brainy he is. He knows where all them wires go. It's like being a fiber optics engineer times 10 on acid. This guy, he's very impressive. I'm like, wow. Can I be that smart? Can I? It's just like, how can you know? He was so smart. Right. Is it possible to get a pet bear? I mean, do they shit your flat up? And do they kill you? Do they eat your face? Are they just like cuddly and are they lovely? And what is the feasibility of me actually having a pet bear in my flat? Because it's not big enough for a baby elephant or a donkey. So I was thinking a bear, but I won't be able to go anywhere. So I could have a bed. One of you could look after it for me. So nothing is really steady, is it? This house seems to go on wandering. Something's happened to it. So it's sort of been level here, and all of this here is apparently fallen away. He's apparently built it on sand. I don't know what's happened actually. Could have been a flood. It's by the beach. It doesn't look to have had any water damage, and no windows are damaged. Maybe the wind. So, Mission Art Company take giant photos of giant things, giant people, and they develop it all inside as well. Yeah, I know. It's a whopper, she said. Oh, we're going surfing. Surfing, men, and drugs. That's what we live for. It's the 1920s, don't you know? Yay, the 1920s. Surfboards are shit, though. They're bits of wood, aren't they? But I bet they could smash it on surf. Okay. Now, don't do this at home. Why? Why would you put that concrete slab on your body? Why would you get some man hit it with a sledgehammer? A, does it hurt? B, is it going to be done? Of course it is. I could do that. Smash it with a sledgehammer. Does he feel it? No, man. Don't give a shit. He's Kung Fu Master. Probably wondering why there's whole bathing beauties from antiquity in my post. Don't wonder. Just enjoy. Like this monkey's enjoying a bit of Mantovani. It's his favourite. He likes a bit of Rachmaninoff sometimes. And Sex Pistols as well. He loves Sid Vicious. Yeah. Oh, what's that lump in your trousers, Uncle? It's my wallet. It's my wallet, obviously. Niece. That's a bit close, isn't it, for your niece? And that look on his face is, I'm getting a stiffy look. She's like, are you getting a stiffy again, Uncle? Something wrong with reality, isn't it? But he's a girl anyway, so don't worry about it. It's lesbian going on, which is fantastic. Carry on. Oh, Big Bird. I was wondering, apart from Snuffleupagus, I was wondering if Big Bird was coachable because he looks proper soft and fluffy and feathery. I bet Big Bird's awesome to cuddle. Do you think? I have to change his voice though, but I love Big Bird. So, suicidal jobs. Would you really Step off of that plinth, put your leg on a clean, skived or scratched face of Mount Rushmore, hang on the eye of a president, and what are you going to do then? You're going to chisel with the other arm that you haven't got. What are you going to do? Do you think that's advisable? Stupid, and I don't think it's real. It makes no fucking sense. Right, what are these gents doing? The gents of antiquity, just hanging around. Just going to time travel these up until the year 2024. When they had that photograph taken, that was the last thing they were thinking. Weird, isn't it? Right, see this? Don't do this at home. If there is a random dude hanging off of like a telephone pole, may I suggest that's on him, because he chose his job, and his family will get loads of insurance money and shit. I wouldn't advise going up and giving them, like, basically, if they're dying, you don't want to be kissing them. It's really weird. So this guy, he's up there. He's going to give him a kiss. I don't even know. Here is a famous dude, Marilyn Monroe. So she's not worried about the 20,000 horny troops that have been killing and living on bloodlust for the last months, and cocaine and all of them. Well, probably not cocaine, because it's Vietnam. Whatever drugs that they have, heroin and cannabis. Ugh, how dare they? See this woman there? Her name is Elizabeth Taylor. She likes Welshmen. She married one twice. Oh, he's rather forceful, isn't he? He's like, let me sniff you. Oh, God, you smell good. So romantic. He's grab her and sniff her. Biden does it, though, even his granddaughters. So, giant harmonica found in antiquity is so big, 2 women have to play it. I'm not sure that is actually happening. I want audible evidence that any of that shit is going down. So here's Walt saying, well, I seen these amazing things in Russia when I was there on my KGB training. I mean CIA training. I'm not the KGB. I'm in CIA. Sorry. And I made this castle. It's German and looks like something out of Hansel and Gretel. Something else we'll talk about later. What's in the background? Wales. Anyway, Adolf Hitler. He don't look like Adolf Hitler. I don't think Adolf Hitler's Disney, guys. He looks fuck all like him. And Adolf Hitler had a distinctive Austrian accent and not American. I'm sure we'd have picked up his accent. So here, this is if you were a teenager in the past and you were living in your dorm and you were fratting, this is how you talk to your family at home. You use a thing called a telephone. I'm sure you've seen that. Nowadays, it's just a text in it or an emoji, maybe a cry emoji. So when you fly, do you get all of this fussing and farting, and an opportunity to join the Mile High Club? Oh yes, this is an exceptional flight. Bread, beautiful salami, ham, or whatever it is, beers and stuff. Look at the tiny bits. I'd be like, fuck, no, I've got a bigger plate, like much bigger plate. In fact, just give me the whole tray. There she is, Elizabeth Taylor, strikingly beautiful, playing Cleopatra in an unbelievable film that has so many extras. It's hard to even say. They're talking about the date she had last night. There's nothing film related going on there. Iwa. Yeah. He's looking right at you. Cleopatra. She may be possessed by the spirit of Cleopatra for the making of this movie. So here's a really early picture of the Sphinx. I can't believe there's an actual room in there, and in here and underneath, and everything. The thing is quite buried. Really old. Look at the ghosting on the photos for that. Excuse me. Did we get around like this in the past? This is a vision of what they thought it was going to be like in the year 2000, with strange aircraft like this thing. Possibly. So there it is again, the Sphinx buried. It wasn't actually dug out until last century. It was all this deep in sand. There's a bit of a wall there, see, because there's all buildings. And that's the stone that apparently says Cheops on it, which is why they attribute this as being that pyramid's tomb for Cheops. I don't know, they may put the two together, it's beyond me, but you know. Here's Jimi Hendrix before they basically got him in the CIA on Tavistock. Is his army, he was a paratrooper. Here he is in the army band playing probably not blues. So in order of strength and size, we have from the left the Brit, and then we have the Frenchman, who's definitely smaller than me and smaller than and big, but bigger than him. He is probably a Albanian. I don't know, but he's from Urals or something. Anyway, he's European, so I would say he is Kosovan. And the Indian is decidedly smaller than the Kosovan, smaller than the Frenchman, and a lot smaller than the Englishman. The German, well, the German, even with his pointy spike, he's smaller than the Indian, he's smaller than this guy, he's smaller than the French, and he's smaller, a lot smaller than the Englishman. But this could be a Welshman as well. I doubt it because they're smaller. So this, he's probably an Algerian. We've probably got a sailor from the Russian army. We got an Australian maybe here at the end. And smallest of all, really, 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 really smaller than the Englishman. See how they go down in scale. Is a Oriental person, possibly of Chinese origin, maybe Japanese, but they're a little bit bigger. But as you can see, superiority in Europe is simply down to size. We're bigger than you. So, James Lee Curtis, one of the Hollywood Disney, the Hollywood Destiny, no, the Hollywood Dynasty of Tony Curtis. She's not really sexy in this film, but I'm not getting any of that anymore because I can clearly see that looks like a fella. She's got a lot of the fellas going on in her face, and now she's like really. We all know what she is. Recent. Anyway, go out and capture some Russian riflewomen, maybe snipers. How many have they got? Thousands of female snipers in the Russian army. Go get me some. So, yeah, these are apparently, I know they don't look like a load of serial killers, but between them, they killed about 500 officers. Sniping, blowing their brains out. It's like, fucking blow his brains out. They're happy about it. Got all the medals. Imagine how many brains they've blown out. All them poor German kinder. So Papa. Where's Papa gone? Papa got blown up by a Russian woman, which will happen all over again. So here they are. They're bored. There's no war. What are we going to do with them? Well, we'll make a horse's fucking head. That's what we'll do. Even got a little mouth there. Stand face to face. Little lie. Stingray. He did a crane for this Stingray. It's massive, isn't it? But you get a lot of fish sticks out of that. Yes, let's get loads of globes made. Loads and loads and loads of globes. Get them in every school, and then they'll believe they're on a spinning ball in space. Okay. No one has friends over to microwave. Hey, just going to phone up my friend Brett. Brett, yeah, you coming over for a microwave? What's a microwave? We're going to microwave food. What they do is they say a barbecue, but some of it ends up in a microwave anyway. We know the score, especially curry sauce and stuff. So here's a little bunko booth, but it's again religious reliquary because the saint's bones hold some sort of spiritual energy, magic energy. Where did you work when you were a teenager? Well, I had a dozen jobs while I was a teenager. My first, I was working in school. I was working in car valeting and leaflet distribution in school, and another load of jobs, window cleaning. And then when I was 16, as soon as I got my national insurance card, I worked in Bessemer Road Fruit Market, went from there to building, I went from there to working in bars, nightclubs, living in London. I went from there to the Merchant Navy, and then, God, that was all in my teens. I must have had maybe 20 jobs by the time I was 19, guys. Really, I did everything. So many jobs. So this is hell in Le Hefner, hell in Paris. This isn't there right now, but it was basically a building which you visited, cave stuff, which was hell. Monsters and demons, sort of novelty, or it was in fact really hell. Look at him, he looks like, I don't know if I feel comfortable. He's got an entire bottle of champagne. Look at him. What an unusual building. The effort in the 1800s. Got the Phoenician thing going on here again, though, guys. Super old castellation and like a castle thing going on here. On two separate buildings. That's really nuts, isn't it? Look at that. It's on the Boulevard de Glitchy. Yeah, glitchy, all right. Glitchy. Oh, that's unusual. This is an older building now. Obviously, there was something different going on with it then. The FNA. So there you are. They're in the bowels of hell having a drink. Nothing going on. So what are you looking at me? I'm looking at you. I don't think it's criminal act to actually have a camera yet, officer. Although they do moan about it. But they got cameras. No. Not that they tell you. They just got to tell you. They don't know they should. So this is the entertainment inside. Let's have a look. The cabaret of the hell. Mephistico. Okay. In Montmarais, on the hill in Paris. You go through that door. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'd like it. And what's all the ice? Do you get ice in hell? It's cold as hell. I don't know. Look at all this up here. Look at the tongue. Ugh. And there's hell, where all of these politicians and all these people have been fucking us over are going to end up. Devil's going to administer pineapple in the anus every hour. And I mean the spiky bit first, guys. Yeah. This is the karma coming down on these motherfuckers. They're laughing. They're doing what they want now. They're not happy, but they think they're going to get away with it. They got no chance. Reality doesn't work like that. It's a mirror realm. What you put out, its consequences for it come back. Bang. Especially all that evil shit. Playing the man's game and being happy to do it and no problems at all. You know, in the Nuremberg trials, even the people who worked in media and were doing the Nazi press ended up executed. People who spread lies, propaganda, also executed. So this, what does it run on? Okay, well, we have no overhead cables. We have no horse and cart, but we do have propulsion. Is it possible that this is turning already existing electricity from the ether into usable energy forms for drive wirelessly? Something's driving it. All right, yeah, Amanita bed, isn't that beautiful? Do you like that? I would. I'd love an Amanita bed. Mushroom bed. Okay, well, I think that's mostly it for today. I know it's a quicker, flatter day than usual, but really, I'm going to be just going to pop a video on for you in 2 seconds and just come back. See, I don't know how many of you here. Hour 33, this will be uploaded. I am running out of time, actually, so it'll be a bit later tonight. So let me just put this video on for 2 minutes. I'll be back now. Let me just mute my microphone for a second. Please make sure to share this and all the honors. Thank I never have a microphone on. So yeah, I won't be playing any more of that. So basically, there's loads happening. In the 28th, if I just show you now, of this month, or the 27th, I'm at Flat Earth Social, which is a monthly gathering where I will be presenting. It's an opportunity for you. There will be links out and promos out very soon. I have, excuse me. I will link this below, and you'll see that they have a really big gathering. The last time he was on a Tuesday, on a rainy Tuesday, and like 63 people turned up. So it's a really good place. I've been here before. I've done another meet here before, and this is the 27th of this month. Flat Earth Social Gathering in Bournemouth, and you can see here's Ian Leahy, my mate. There's the thing for presenting. And you can see last week they did a feed with David Weiss. And here it is, Flat Earth Social. And I was there present back 6 months ago when Dave Murphy did a presentation. Beautiful summer's night with all my Flat Earth friends. So that will be in the 27th of this month. So keep an eye out, and I will put promos, etc. There's also an event coming up in March, the 20th of March in Houston. That will be linked, a Flat Earth Roundtable. You see that details of that on my previous post, and more as well. There's other conventions happening as well this year, and I'm going to organise a local meetup in Wales for people who are local. Okay, that's all happening very, very soon. So, thank you everyone for being here. Hope you enjoyed this presentation, this recording. to summarize, I have suggested, or we have suggested, a battery think tank, an alternative free energy source for all of the Antiquitech devices from below the ground, turning Earth's vibrations into a usable charge. Also, old maps, are they of another place? We've looked at old Moscow, we've looked at an old funky castle, most important in Switzerland, some images of the day, and a book on the Phoenicians, all in 1 hour, 42 minutes. Yay! So wiggly flat thumbs. Thanks everybody for being here. Make sure to stay fantastic, stay epic, keep that vibration high. Boom Shanka, may the seed of your loins be forever fruitful in the belly of a woman. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And stay epic, as I said earlier. Okay. Make sure to subscribe, if you would, and share, and all the other good things that come on YouTube. Love you.